Well, I want to welcome everyone here to this teaching training call. It's going to be on the basics 1, 2, 3 of Live Younger Success. And our teacher is Robin Blanc Mascari. And I want to give a little background so that you guys know how this all came to be, because when Robin and Gregory joined LifeWave, none of this existed. And it is through their tireless efforts that we have this fantastic group called Live Younger. And the training that we have and the infrastructure and the resources is due to Robin Gregory and her incredible team. And so we have the benefits now of doing proper training in a 1, 2, 3 kind of fashion. And what I would like Robin to do is to take the mic now and take us through the proper onboarding of new members. We think this is very important, that when people join LifeWave, they have a sense of connection and purpose, and we want to work with them to establish what is it that they want out of LifeWave and how can we help them achieve their goals, because we don't get to where we want to go unless we help others get to where they want to go. So without further ado, Robin, the floor is yours.
What a great student you are, Carl. I remember when Carl was just getting started and he didn't know anything about tools. And so we had quite a time together in Mexico. Well, I want to say hello to those of you that I do not know. And I guess some of you are pretty new here. And I'd love to just briefly hear from you what got you interested and excited about LifeWave and what you'd like to get out of it, because our job is to find, to help support you get what you want. So you guys that are new, I'd love to hear from each of you so I can better understand. And then I'll do what Carl has requested, is take you through a little bit of our getting started training. So who wants to start? You being shy?
This is not a time to be shy.
So Shelly, my best friend growing up's name was Shelly. You want to take the lead?
Just unmute.
Yeah, why don't you unmute your line, hun? And tell me where you are and what you're excited about with LifeWave and what you'd like to get out of it. And I'm going to take some notes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Shelly Bates and I'm from Roblin, Manitoba. And I was introduced to LifeWave on June 26th. And it was just kind of by chance that I went. I didn't plan on going to this meeting. But I had met Peter and Hannah and everybody. And my body has gone through lots of stuff this year. So when they patched me up and I had so much pain, long story short, I jumped in the next day knowing that there had to be so much more about this that I didn't know. And I was also at a crossroads, maybe one more, I'd like to do a career change at that point. So it all just kind of come together at the same time. So I'm really enjoying the product, me and my husband here, and it's helped us immensely, and especially with my pain, and I'm waiting on 2 knee surgeries. So it's took all the inflammation out of my knees and all those good things. And I made a list of one of the wonderful things it's doing. So I'm excited to learn more and meet lots of people and help people and all that good stuff. And I'm also a healer, so I enjoy doing the healing work. And this is just another little way I can help in my little profession.
Beautiful. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a medium.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
We love having mediums.
Thanks.
Makes life a lot easier.
Thank you. And thank you for taking your time out, everyone, to give us some tips tonight. Very grateful.
Wonderful to meet you, Shelly, and welcome to the Live Younger community and to LifeWave. Your timing is amazing. We'll talk about that. So is it Tanya Ruth? You want to go next?
Sure, I'll go next. Shelly brought me in to LifeWave, introduced me. Yeah, it's just, I've been involved with other direct marketing sales and stuff like that, and she gave me the patches to try, and I was like, okay, I wasn't really looking for something, but I was always looking for more money and stuff like that too, right? Again, healing background of different things. I own my own companies, a couple different ones, another one that I'm using right now, driving. as a taxi for CN and rail lines and stuff like that. So I'm in Swan River, Manitoba, about an hour north of Shelley, and closer with my kids here, grandkids and everything like that. So I think one of the biggest things when I saw the product work on somebody that I've known for a very, very long time, excluding Shelley, it was somebody else that I had known at one of the meetings that Pete and Hannah had at Ralph LaRocque's. And when I was working in the health profession, you get to know a lot of people and their health issues. So watching someone who has suffered for the better part of 30 plus years with an autoimmune disorder and slowly getting worse every year, right? To see her come out of pain, instant pain, was amazing.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It is. And it never gets old. I hope it never gets old because it's fabulous.
No, it doesn't. I'm 6 years in, it never gets.
Okay, good. Just,
Yes.
and you can see words, or you can hear words, but the look on her face of being pain-free was amazing.
Yeah,
So
that's beautiful.
yeah,
Well,
so
thank
here I
you.
am. I believe in the product. I believe the product will sell itself. It's to have you guys come together and teach us some methods that will make it easier to share it with other people. We've been very successful because we're all such loving people and people trust us already that, sharing it hasn't been a problem so far. Some I just want to bop upside the head and say, put this patch on, but we can't do that. So even though we know as healers that it's going to help them. So, but people have to, it's really coming to that terms with people have to help themselves, right? So, and yeah, goal orientated, seeing, again, being part of MLMs before and never really coming ahead, but investing so much in the product and everything else. And this is such an easy, simple design that I already have money in my bank account. And for me, my goals, my short-term goals are to pay off the debt that I created traveling because I love to travel. And yeah, so just, make some money doing this as well, but have fun doing it. And, helping people make themselves healthier is the top goal.
Beautiful.
Yep. Thanks, Robin.
Thank you. And do you prefer to be called Tanya Ruth, or what is your preference?
Oh, Tanya is my first name. Ruth
Okay.
is my maiden name. So Ruth is my
Okay.
actual surname.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
can call you Tanya.
I have 3 first names. Yeah. Call me Tanya, please.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Robin.
And I guess April, are you here? You want to unmute your line, April? Would love to hear from you. It would be great to see you too. You're still on mute, hon.
Then I don't know what it's doing.
Well, I can
Okay,
hear
good.
you. This
Okay.
is good.
Okay. Yeah, I lost it for a second. It must be my Wi-Fi.
That's okay.
Yeah, so I'm new. I've just kind of been going to some of the meetings and joining and learning. Haven't dived quite in yet. Yeah, and I just kind of joined because I knew Shelley would go with this. And yeah, I'm just started using the patch. I kind of forgot a few days. Yeah, so my brother's using it, but I forgot to ask him how it's working. Yeah, so we just got our stuff about maybe a week ago too. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to good things to come.
Okay, wonderful. Now, Shelley and April, do you have any background in direct sales or network marketing?
I don't.
Okay, great. Great. I love that.
Yeah, I've done some.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me just kind of start out. Is there anyone else that I need to hear from? I think that's everybody. Okay. This business model is a different animal than conventional business. And as you know, healthcare practitioners and healers, we want to help people. And in this business, it's different. And I invite everyone to become a student of the business. Now, Carol, can I screen share?
Yes, you can. I made you co-host, and that's what
Okay.
I want you to do. Take us through our Live Younger Success
Yeah.
website.
Okay, so I'm not going to go into a lot tonight because we play checkers. I make a move, you make a move. I make a move, you make a move. You don't make a move, I don't make a move. And so, yeah, we don't push people along. We don't try to change people. If people want this, great. If they don't, I'm just going to briefly share my story and then we'll take a look at the website. 6 years ago, I was researching stem cells. I had 2 knee replacements. I had 1 knee replacement that did not go well, and I needed another one. And I had a really horrible experience, so I started researching stem cells. And my husband and I were financially not doing well at all. And he was willing to pay $12,500 out of pocket for a single injection with no guarantee. When fortunately we got the call from Kai Jacobson, who is Pete Redicup's sponsor. Kai's a long-term professional friend of ours, and we love, love, love Kai. We call him Yoda. He's a very wise man, and he's got 40 some odd years experience in this profession, very successful. And so Kai called and said, our company came up with this new technology that activates your own stem cells with your own body heat. And I went, how fast can I get it? I didn't ask what it was, how much it cost, nothing. I said, how fast can, so I put it, right where it goes on C7. It's sitting there right now. And a week later, my knee pain, my bone-on-bone knee pain was gone, like gone. And I think I'm like you guys, when you find something you like, you can't not share. So I was very high profile in another company. I had no intention of building a business. Fast forward 6 years later, I have a very, very substantial business all over the world. And I'm very, very grateful to be with LifeWave at this time. The company was doing about $2 million a month in a flat, and then X39 came out and it did this. And so as a 15-year-old company, in the last 5 years since X39's come out, it's grown 20-fold. It's amazing. Like most companies in our profession are not doing well. We are called the darling of the industry. We got the Bravo Award for the fastest growing company in the world. And so the timing's really good right now for that part. But what I want to do is this profession, for those of you that are new, is let me just share the distinction between conventional business and network marketing. In conventional business, you become an expert and people come to you and you share your expertise. In network marketing, if you're talking, you're pointing to a tool. And this is a new muscle for a lot of people. I work with a lot of our practitioners and our doctors, and it's like they have to develop a new muscle because they're used to being the expert. But in this business, you're not. So I'm going to go to our training website, which is called Live Younger Success. And this is something that a bunch of us created. I give most of the credit to my husband and his team. I have certainly participated, but I don't get the credit. When I started, I asked the top income earner in the company, where's the getting started training? He said, there isn't one. I said, Gregory, help. Because Gregory is masterful at creating tools. I started the business and started growing it. He supported me. He was doing other things. And then he came to the time where he says, you're having too much fun, making too much money. I better join you. So now we work together. And when you're new, I recommend this. There's a lot of information here. The first thing that should have happened, I'm not sure it has happened, is you should have gotten a welcome email. It's under Business Basics and a welcome email. And there's a partner welcome email and a customer one. And when you bring on someone new, you just copy and paste it and send it to them. And in this email, it has some key sites to explore, how you log in. And then it says plug into the proven success system, and that will help your business grow and prosper. So Live Younger Success. So the key is to go to the Getting Started section. And that's really all we're going to talk about tonight is getting started. And we could do a follow-up later, but you want to give people bite-sized pieces when they're new and go to 1, 2, 3, go. That's what Carl is all about here. 1, 2, 3, go. we have this wonderful app that you put on your phone. You just go to the App Store on your phone and download this app. And I will give a little disclaimer. We used to have a lot more tools until, our Health Canada is the FDA, and they decided that stem cells was a medical term. It's absurd. We all started as a stem cell. And so we did change our branding, and they took off a lot of our tools. We're getting a whole bunch more back in a few weeks. So the company's got a great marketing department, lots of great things going on. But this tool is an amazing tool. And you download the app, and then there's a little tutorial here. And here's Gregory being interviewed by our North American manager, Garrett, who will be doing a road show coming up to Winnipeg in a short while. And Gregory will probably be with him. So you'll get to meet him. I went last year. But then this business is about simplicity and duplication. If you try to do it hard and long, and try to do it, and it's a team sport. If you try to do it by yourself, it'll take longer, it'll be harder, won't be as much fun, and you won't have the success. So our daily method of operation, if you do these things consistently, and it doesn't have, most people do this part-time, and you want to, it's a relationship business first and foremost. So you always want to connect with people first, and then pique their interest, because we're all about creating curiosity. One of the biggest landmines people do in our profession is they talk too much. You don't want to talk too much. You want to create curiosity so people want more. So you can say, what do you know about stem cells? Are you in any pain? I've recently learned about a historic breakthrough in affordable stem cell technology. And then you be quiet and wait to see how they respond. They go, well, that's interesting. I'd like more information. So our main job is to give people enough information to make an informed decision, and enough of the right information. And so you guys, being healers and practitioners, you might want, some of you might want more science, other people don't. So I ask people, excuse me, are you the kind of person that likes a lot of information, a little, or somewhere in between? So we want to give people enough of the right information. And then we share videos and we share tools. And liveyounger.com is one of our main tools, and I'll get back to that in just a little bit. So it's connect, pique their interest, share some tools. You can share some tools from the app also, and you'll find out if they watched it or opened up the PDF or whatever, and then you follow up. It's pretty simple. What interested you most? Do you have any questions? If they're ready to enroll, they say, well, I want to try it. And I will say to them, is this for yourself or will you be sharing? I don't say, do you want to be a customer or brand partner? I ask, is this for yourself or will you be sharing? Because some people say business builder. Sometimes people go like this. So this is a sharing and caring business. And then you want to get them set up in what's best for them. So if you're not sure what to say, we have a whole link here of words that can work in the peak area, in the share area, in the follow-up area. So everything is here for you, but you really just want to be you, and you can't do it wrong. Like you can't say the right thing to the wrong person or the wrong thing to the right person. Let me see where, let me move here. But back to, I want to go back to where I typically start. This whole section of getting started, I invite you to go through it. Now we need to do some updates because we have rebranding to do. We have new tools. We have some new kits coming out starting on Monday. So some of the stuff is outdated, but the basic information is still, accurate. And so there's steps 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3, and then there's 4, 5, 6. So if you want to go deeper, you go to 4, 5, 6. The onboarding tour gives you a tour of the website. But what I really want to get to is this section right here called Network Marketing Videos. And I just did a Zoom for a team tonight to talk about this particular tool that is one of my absolute favorite things for everybody is listening to, this is an audio. It's a 90-minute audio called Making the Shift. It's about the mindset necessary to be successful in this business. I have personally listened to it dozens of times. When I got involved in this business model, I had no training, I had no support, I had no tools. I did everything wrong. And when I found this CD, my life changed. I probably fell in every landmine that they have here. And I invite you to listen to this so you don't have to do what I did. I alienated my whole family. And to this day, 25 years later, they still don't want to know, about my business. They're happy I'm successful, but they don't want to know. And it's me that screwed it up. And if you listen to this, you won't do what I did. Okay. So this is homework. Now I give homework. I don't know if Carl told you I give homework. I give homework. So this is homework piece number 1. And it is the mindset necessary to be successful. If you listen to this and follow it and follow that daily method of operation, you will be successful. How long it's going to take, I don't know. It's the quality of the people, not the quantity of the people. And this training right here, Getting Started Right, is a training that the company asked Gregory and I to do for the whole company. And there's a system called LifeWave Connect. Once a month, they have business leaders do a training. And once a month, David Schmidt does a product training. So we recommend you do this. Down here is Jim Rohn. This one's 60 minutes. This one's 5 minutes. I recommend listening to this because it can change your life. Jim Rohn is kind of the business philosopher of our profession. And then there's a few other fun things down here, some oldies but goodies. This is Nikki Kehoho talking about our business model. So let me take a little breath here and see if you have any comments or questions, any of you, about anything that I talked about yet. Making sense? Anyone?
Yes, it's making sense. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you slow down to learn about the business model first, you will save so much time. And one of the things that networkers do is they're overzealous and they throw up all over people. They're so excited about what we have. And this is what I did when I was with that other company 25 years ago. Actually, it's a company where I met Gregory. I did everything wrong. And my check was doubling every month. Then when I finally slowed down to learn about the business, and there's all kinds of wonderful books and tapes and things to learn about it that can make a big difference for you. But really, that one audio can change everything. So let's go back. So this is, the getting started. We're in the getting started. Let me move this little thing here. We're in the getting started options. This is 1, 2. If all you do is the daily method of operation in 1, 2, 3 go, you can have success beyond your wildest expectations. Now I'm going to give you a little warning. This is a personal development program with a compensation plan. What do I mean by that? And Jim Rohn says this really beautifully, to work twice as hard on yourself as you do on your business, because you are your business. And so whatever personal challenges you have will show up. If you're afraid to talk to people you don't know, if you're afraid to pick up the 10,000-pound phone, if, whatever, public speaking, it's going to all show up for you. And if you choose to do the work, it will reflect in your business success. And it's my greatest love about this business. And Gregory and I like to call this business a greenhouse. It's a safe place for you to grow into your potential. The benefits are beyond the beyond. We get to give people hope. We get to help people get out of pain. We get to give people a quality lifestyle. We get to give people, financial freedom if they want. It's really up to you. And so we get to design our life just the way we want. And most people do this business part-time. And so starting out part-time is great. And Jim Rohn talks about, I'm working part-time on my future and full-time on my job. And then he starts earning more in his part-time venture than his full-time job. And then he doesn't want to let go of his part-time venture because it's such a good story, you know? So really enjoy listening to him. I think it'll make a big difference. But this is where you're going to find. So when someone's brand new, you send them a welcome email. And in that welcome email, it says complete the getting started steps and live younger success. And then schedule a personal success planning session with your upline sponsor or mentor when you're done with that. Now, we also have a site called Live Younger Products. And this website is something that was created by one of our Canadian leaders, Judy Daniel. She lives in Mount Forest, Ontario, and she's a dear, dear friend of mine. And this is just product information. So if you bring on a customer, there's nothing about the business in here. And you click on the menu, and we like everyone to start with a health tracker, whether you're a customer or a business builder, a brand partner. You want to get a baseline of what your life was like before and fill these things out before you start the patches, 24 hours later, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then once a month for the next 3 months, because this becomes your story. This is where you're going to learn, you know, what's really happening, because the patch, you may want it to do one thing, but it's doing something else, because stem cells, they're really smart. They have this innate wisdom to go where they are most needed and what is most life-threatening. So, you know, I've got a knee problem, but it went to my lung first because it's going to go where it's most needed. It's drawn to inflammation. And so there's all kinds of great information for those of you that want to learn. There's a call schedule for just customers. When people get customers, they get a back office and they get free patches for the first 6 months if they're a PC plus. And so this will explain about each one of those patches. And then when you look at down a little further, there's a whole section here on pain management and healthy sleep. And there's a whole section on videos from David Schmidt. If you're the kind of person that likes to learn, immerse yourself and learn. But you're not supposed to tell people what you learn. You're supposed to do what? Point to a tool.
Yep.
Someone asks you a question, you point to a tool. And so we have wonderful, wonderful resources, but this is a great site for people that want to learn about the technology. And we're going to go back to Live Younger Success. I am going to show you a few other things, because here's product basics, how the patches work, the health tracker. We have intentional redundancy in many places, so you can find out, you know, the health tracker is on Live Younger Products, but it's also on Live Younger Success. And then there's information, there's some patch placement videos. Again, there's a section of David Schmidt videos and a connection to the site that we were just at. So there's a lot of things going on, but as you're new, we have a weekly Zoom schedule, and it's divided into product-oriented and business-oriented. So if someone is a customer, you'd stay on the left side. If they are a business person, on the right side and the left side. And so we have Zooms throughout the week. We just finished the Power of the Patch showcase, and Gregory does that every week with one of our practitioners. Was anyone on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Very,
Yes.
very good call to bring people to.
Okay, yes, this is the opportunity we have is leverage that most average people do not have. We typically trade dollars for hours, hours for dollars. But in this business model, you have an opportunity to leverage your time through other people and resources. So you might not be available, but you can send people to the Power of the Patch, and they can get a great 35, 40-minute presentation by professionals and have a healthcare practitioner on there, and then they might be ready to go. So you use the tools to leverage your time. Like I said, once a month, David does an education on the products, and then there's once a month on the business. One of our leaders, Connie Lucas, the first rank is manager. So our job in this business is to get them in, keep them in, and move them along. So the first rank is manager. And if you want to become a manager and move through the business, you can go to Manager Maker. And that's every 4:30 p.m. Pacific time on conniezoom.com. Every Monday morning, we do a call that's just people sharing stories. It's another great place to bring guests, and it's a great place to learn because you hear people share these amazing stories about what happened, and you get ideas of who you want to share with. Sharing stories is really the most powerful way to build a business because, information tells and stories sell. So when you find someone that's got a back problem and you hear a story about someone that handled their back problem and you share it, oh my gosh, it's like it relates directly to them. And so every Thursday morning, we do a business training. Now, everything we do from liveyounger.com, Live Younger, we record it from a Zoom and we put it in our YouTube channel called Live Younger YouTube. And I'll show you where that is. So if you can't make the calls live and you want to really be a student, you can immerse yourself and listen to a bunch of, if you're folding laundry, you can listen to a bunch of stories from the Monday Morning Miracle Call. Or if you want to get business training on Thursday mornings live, we have at 8 a.m. Pacific, a business training on Live Younger Chat. And on Live Younger Chat, that is an interactive model where we do a training and we ask, and people get involved. And then the second half hour, people ask questions about the business. You can ask anything you want. Doesn't have to pertain to the topic of the day. Any kind of business question. You'll have a whole bunch of leaders there ready and available to help you. This is a team sport. Now, this call on Sunday is the highlight of the week. It happens every Sunday. It is not recorded. This is an amazing place to bring guests. They maxed out the lines last week at 500 people. Last night they had 525. They've opened up a larger venue with Zoom, and you get to hear amazing stories. But what's really cool is there's at least a half a dozen doctors on that call. And you can have your guests or yourself write questions in the chat and a doctor will answer you. They also explain the technology and people share lots of wonderful stories. It's an hour-long call and it's amazing. Okay. And then there's another go ahead. Question?
Yeah, I was just going to say, just a comment here. Could you just take our guests through the simpleness of how simple it is to sign up and get 1 hour notifications of when the Zoom calls are going live?
I certainly can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to a tool. When you're new, it's your sponsor's job to get you connected. And that means when you're getting started in steps 4, 5, and 6, you're going to see things like, let's see here. Let's download. I don't know how many times I've downloaded this, but, and so I invite you to go through the Getting Started guidebook. Again, a lot of things need to be updated, but the basic content is very solid. But when people are just getting started, you want to find out why they're joining. You want to get to know them. You want to introduce them to their upline support team. You want to, here's the Getting Started checklist. Begin with the basics. Download the app, watch the tutorial, practice. Begin with the daily method of operation. explore the websites, subscribe to the newsletter, and text message reminders. So you can click on this link and sign up for the newsletter. Hopefully your sponsor got you connected. And if you want to, well, that's weird. It doesn't have the number. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
there's a
this is-
simple number to text and just put Live Younger in
actually,
it. And
this is an old one. That's the problem. This
Robin,
need-
okay.
yeah,
Robin,
this-
Robin, where you were before on that website, it showed, I think that's where the real number was, the 406.
yeah. And I'm going to show them the newsletter.
Mhm.
So it's in the newsletter, and the newsletter comes out every Monday afternoon. And so this is old, and I really shouldn't be showing it. Well, there's a lot of good stuff here. So I'm going to actually go to a newsletter and show you what the newsletter looks like. And let's see. Okay. So, can you see the newsletter?
Not yet.
Okay, let me stop sharing, share again. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so every week we have this newsletter called Live Younger, and it's from our team. And we did a special call last night because several of us were privileged to go to the headquarters for the ribbon cutting of the new office and the Welcome Center. So we did a slideshow and had a great time. This is a really important chart. Look at what's happening with this company. This was when we started back here, and this is where we are now. And we are breaking records every month. In the newsletter, we like to highlight things that are of value. If you haven't seen this interview, this is amazing. I send this interview with this chart to my prospects, and they're ready. You know, so find your favorite tools, and then we have some events going on, and then we get down. Here's if you haven't gotten a virtual ticket for the conference, I recommend you do that. I just got ordered one for a friend today. And now we get down to the tools, and we give a weekly schedule, the week at a glance, and then here's the quick access URLs. And so you can access the newsletter. Let's see, Live Younger newsletter, Live Younger downloads. But to get the texting is right here. You dial this number and you put in Live Younger, and you will get a reminder a half hour before our Zooms, and it is available in Canada. So
Yeah, you don't have to dial it. You just have to text that number, correct? Unless it's
Yeah.
changed, right? You said dial, but it's actually
Yeah.
a text that you send.
it's a text. I'm sorry, it is a text. Thank you, Carl. I'm so glad you're here. And so this will help remind you of when the calls are, the Zooms are happening. And then to get on the mailing list, you can just click this link, or you can go to Live Younger newsletter and sign up that way. So we have a lot of intentional redundancy built into the system, but that's a really good thing to do. So thank you for bringing that up, Carl. And I'm going to stop the share, but there's a lot of information. When you're new, it can be a bit daunting because there's so much. So keep it really simple. You know, just practice using the app, practice sharing with people, and use the daily method of operation. And then when you're finished going through the getting started section, reach out to your upline to get a business planning session. And then we want to know what you want, because business is a vehicle to get more of what you want in your life. Okay, so I've been talking a lot. Let's open up for comments and questions.
Just to follow
Robin?
up some of
Go.
what you said there, Robin, I think it's important to match the speed that they want to go. And there is a lot here, and you can just feed them with a fire hose, or you can feed them with a garden hose. It's much easier to drink from a garden hose. So it's really important to match their speed and their intention. And when they're ready to go faster, you'll know where to take them. So some people are sitting in that collector lane for a long time until they put the signal on and say, I'm going onto the expressway. So really, really important, but there's just a limitless number of resources that are here for you. So important that you joined Live Younger.
Yeah. It's available for everyone, and you can learn as much as you want or as little as you want. But if you're sharing with people, years ago, many years ago, 25 years ago, I asked Gregory to teach me the comp plan, and this other company goes, "Do you want to know the comp plan, or you want to know how to make money?" Not the same question. You want to do income producing activities, which is sharing and caring, and sending people tools and following up and helping them get started. That's really, keep it really simple. Simplicity and duplication is where you get success. Okay? What other questions do you guys have?
I have my thing unmuted here. It's Tanya. You know what? I don't know if I have any questions at this time, but I can't even explain how confused that I have felt since I began without the proper direction from upwards, right? So, and I want to take pride in doing it right for myself, but more importantly, my team. So I cannot begin to say thank you guys for this enough, because I was so confused even to where this Live Younger came into effect, right? Like, it's not on the resources for that. So through my own deductions, I did realize that it was, the line, one of the lines, yourselves, that created this to help. So for me, this is invaluable, and I'm so grateful that this is going to unlearn some bad habits likely that I've had in the last month, but it's not too far in. It's just not lost hope completely, but that's about that. I just have to say thank you, because it makes a lot more sense to me now. Just even the little bit that we've talked about. One other thing that I want to share with you too that began to make sense is I've got this book, and we have found this book from online through the internet. But if you read through this one, it doesn't have our websites in it. It's somebody else, another downline somewhere along the line that has created this one. So do we have a version of this one with our own information in it?
That's from Dr. Jen.
Yes.
And I was with her in Utah. She's a force. She's
Mm.
amazing.
Yeah.
And she just, I mean, she's new in the business, and she rose to the top like
Yeah.
so fast. She
Yeah.
was very successful in another company, and she's a naturopath. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. And there's
Yeah.
some great information. There's, every team has its own culture and its own tools. Instead of that book, we have our Getting Started guide, which
Okay.
is 18 pages long. And she gets into some patching protocols. There's a lot of things online if you want to learn patching protocols. My
Oh,
my suggestion, like as a practitioner, there are some tools out there, but I like to refer people to that book is not compliant, okay? It is not. And we talked to her about that. And there's a lot of other things out there that are not compliant. I mean, I have another book that's a lot bigger than that, and it's totally not compliant. And I don't talk about it unless I'm dealing with some practitioner down the road. But it mentions disease states all over the place, and we get ourselves in trouble. But
yeah.
what I like to guide people to is to go to YouTube. And my favorite source on YouTube where you can get patching protocols is Dr. Karen Can. And see Dr. Karen Can LifeWave. And this is Karen. And Karen is an MD. She's an acupuncturist, and she's a world-class athlete. And she has a whole LifeWave mistakes let's see. Can you see? Are you looking at the YouTube? Yeah. Okay, great. You can search. Let's say you want to know.
I have like, because we haven't had the direction that necessarily this has given us now, obviously in the next, like this last 20 minutes has just been more direction. And I have spent so much time going through different things, trying to find the materials on even how the patch works. And this is going to make it so much simpler. Like, and don't get me wrong, I think this was thrown out to us somewhere along the line, like the names, like the website and stuff like that, but never go here, we'll walk you through it, we'll tell you what this is, right? So this is a must for me. Yeah.
Yeah, well, wonderful. And for those of you that are practitioners and, healers and healthcare people, you want to learn some of those protocols. I am not a doctor. I don't want to learn too much because I send people to the doctors. If you start getting really involved in patching protocols and you want to build a business, you're going to dig down a deep hole and it's not going to produce results. You might help a few people, but we have many practitioners that you can refer people to. But I did a search for Dr. Karen Can LifeWave back pain, and let's see what shows up. Okay. LifeWave clock method for back pain. And there's Dr. Karen. And her stuff is short. And this is from 13 years ago. And she's very compliant. And she has wonderful videos. And they're all compliant. Sciatica patching protocol. So I refer people to her because she gives short little videos. They're usually a minute or 2 minutes long. This one is a longer one, but there's a lot of great resources here, patching for back pain. That one's 5 minutes. This one's 4 minutes for total body pain. She walks people through things. She's a gem. She's an absolute gem. And so I would stay with her just because she's compliant and it'll keep you out of trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Tanya, it's easy to feel like, where do you go now? It seems like you're, immersed in this thing. And I know it was Kai, I think, that told it to me, and probably Pete backed it up. He said, don't try to learn everything before you do anything. You pick this stuff up as you go along, and you have so many good resources here. I know I have had those resources available to me, and you'll know it when you need to know it. And it's okay to say, can I get back to you on that? And you'll find that just with all the resources that are there, you'll find it.
And this is where you use your team.
Yes.
And you don't try to do everything yourself.
No.
When someone has a challenge, and this is how you learn. So now I'm on Live Younger YouTube. So remember before I said, everything we put on our Zooms, we actually have in our YouTube channel. So liveyoungeryoutube.com is a great resource. You'll find last year we had we always do a virtual event in January. It was called Vision 2024. And, here's David talking about a bunch of things. Then here's the Monday morning miracle calls. If you want to hear, lots of great stories, you go there. Here's the Monday evening training. You'll recognize a few people here. Okay. And then, Tuesday, Power the Patch, the event that just happened. It's the same presentation every night, but it's a different practitioner. Every Tuesday is when we have it. And then if you want to become a student of the business, here's business trainings. Okay. So there's lots of different resources here available to you. But again, like what Carol said, keep it really simple and do the daily method of operation, connect with people and find out what, two really good questions to ask. If I had a magic wand and you could have one thing be better in your health that would make the biggest difference, what would that be and how would it change your life? And someone might say, I can't play tennis anymore because, I have that tennis elbow and my wrist hurts. And well, if there was something safe, natural, and affordable that could, help you get back to the tennis court, what's your openness and willingness to learn about it? Okay. We're looking for people that are open. And you can ask the same question related to the business and ask about lifestyle. If there was one thing that would make the biggest difference in your lifestyle, what would that be? And how would that change your life? And it's usually time or money. It's not always, but mostly. When someone said, well, I'm so busy, I don't have the time to have quality time with my family, or I need more money to do the things I want to do. If there was an opportunity that you could do part-time to, increase your income, what's your openness to learn about it? And then we give them the tool, let's see. Because the app doesn't have that much on it anymore, we created a tool to make it easy to share called liveyounger.com. And this is a great introductory tool for someone who's looking. Let's see, where is it? I just pulled it up.
I just want to reiterate that in the absence of having all of our videos back on our app, of which there were many, and as Robin has said, there are few now because of the compliance issue, liveyounger.com is singularly the best tool you could send to somebody, you know, to let them look at it for themselves.
So this is a great, simple website for everybody. If they say, I want to learn more, you send them to liveyounger.com. Here's the 2-minute video on how the patch works. Then there's a little bit about the problem. The older we get, the faster we age, the slower we heal, the less stem cells we have. Here's our patent. Here's some results. And then here's the 3-minute video that's an introduction to X39. And then there's some testimonials. There's Dr. Karen right there. She has purple hair these days. And then what are doctors saying? And these are all doctors on our team that I work with. This is my sponsor, Dr. Nicholas. And then this gets into the business. The word is getting out. And then there's the exponential growth. And then there's a 4-minute video about the opportunity. So in one simple website, people can get a lot of information. They may mount more, they may be ready to get started from just this one tool. So that is like the go-to for most of us right now, because they did take a lot of our tools away, but they're bringing new ones. We're going to have new ones in a few weeks. The app will be well populated.
Robin, my daughter and I, we created a PowerPoint based on that information in there. And it also, we just added little talking points so that we could share other information with them or
Well,
experiences
that's
like that.
well, you've got great initiative. So, just so you know, so you don't have to create tools. There's a lot of them available. And there's one called Live Younger Downloads.
Oh.
So every Tuesday night when Gregory does his presentation, you can go right to, let's see, is this it?
Or under library, under resource and documents.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay. So this is Live Younger Downloads. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Let me pull this over a little bit so we can see. So there's a bunch of information here, and here's an executive summary. There's the getting started guide, but I am looking for Live Younger Academy. Oh dear, that's a misspelling. Where is, that's a David's. Well, it's funny, I'm not seeing it. The gift of good, well, it's not here. Well, here's a POP PowerPoint. Okay, this will do it. So here's a PowerPoint that's already made for you that you can use. Guess I have to download it. Download anyway. Well, I'm not going to go there because, oh wait, let's see if it, oh, it's downloading. Okay. So the Power the Patch presentation, you can open now. Okay, there it is. So welcome to Power the Patch. So, you know, this is the presentation that Gregory does on Tuesday nights. So all the PowerPoints here, and you can go, you can listen to the presentation and then you can use this if you want. And then he goes into the questions I just asked. And then, you know, would you be interested? And then he talks about the technology. So we do, and then this is the 2-minute video right here embedded in it. and then it explains the patch and what
I
it
don't
is.
have anything on my screen.
Yeah,
so-
showing up, Robin. We're just seeing a white screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
okay.
I'm sorry. Let's try
Okay.
now.
He's circling where it should be on there, but
Can you
that's all.
see it now?
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go. Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is the presentation Gregory does every Tuesday night, and all the slides are available for you. And you can pick and choose what you want from here.
Beautiful.
And so you don't have to, we don't want you to be spending time
Oh,
doing
I
things
know,
that
right?
have already been done. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
All
We had
right.
fun doing it, but it was like, oh my gosh, now where do we find a video that's under 10 minutes or 20 minutes? Perfect. I love it.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Well, the nice thing about the PowerPoint is you can skip slides. You can even customize it to yourself if you're having a certain presentation. But there's a lot of slides in here, and some of which you may not want to use, but they're all there.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then
No,
there's some great
wonderful.
before and after photos
Oh, look
and
at that.
wrinkle reduction, scar reduction, hair growth. So feel free to use whatever you want from here, but that
Yeah.
was in Live Younger downloads, and it was at the bottom, near the bottom, POP webinar. Okay, Power the Patch. Okay.
Thank you.
But again, you want to let the tools do the work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. And
You're right.
I'm going to admit this, and it's really bad of me to say, but I was thinking LifeWave is so unorganized, but it was really just me.
Well, it's, don't judge yourself.
Oh,
It's like you've never been walked through all the tools and resources that are available.
yeah.
And we also have Facebook pages, and have you been invited to the Facebook pages?
Well, I'm on some Facebook groups, but I don't know that they're yours. I think I have one that's yours. There's some of them that I don't think I should be on them because, again, compliance, right?
There's a lot of people that are not compliant.
Yeah,
So,
and I see so.
can you see this one?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our Live Younger Facebook page. This is for Live Younger brand partners only. We invite people and we check out every person to make sure they're in our community. And there's a lot of great information in here, but there's also something called guides. And in guides, and I'm going to end with this because I'm giving you probably more than you want, but guides are like file cabinets. And in the guide here,
Okay.
get rid of this, there's getting started materials, what to expect, Doc Talk. There's 24 things here. And the next guide is called our private Facebook groups, how to use our Facebook groups. And then we have good to know. And then we get into testimonials. Well, there's 248 or 55 or whatever testimonials here. And you can do a search and you can search cartilage. Okay. I spelled it
Okay.
wrong. Okay. And you do a search and it'll pull up stories about cartilage.
Wow. Okay.
So there's so much here that's at your fingertips, but just become what I call a happy clicker.
Yep.
And just have fun learning. But remember, you're not going to tell everyone what you learn.
Oh,
Because
that's
you're
good.
going to point to the tools. So there's stories, and then there's more stories, and then we have pet stories, and then we have FAQs, and there's like 225 more patch FAQs. Okay. So
Yeah.
there's a lot available here in our Facebook group. Okay. And then things about business cards, and I need to get to this, because we've got to update a lot of these things. And here's some trainings from some of our leaders. Here's some comp plan information. Now the comp plan information is also available on Live Younger Success. And here's a whole section on trade show tips. So there's just a lot. but I'm going to stop. 'cause-
Yes, I know. Well, that's good.
Okay.
It's
So,
out there. So
Carl,
thank you.
anything else you want me to cover?
No, my goodness, dear, you've gone way beyond what I thought we would do, but you know, you did it in such a way, I think we were able to digest it. I don't think any of us are having it, our mouths stuffed right now, but you've done a wonderful job. Is there any last question anybody would like to ask Robin before we release her? I know she's had a long day and we're very appreciative of her time here. Anybody with a final question or comment?
Thank you.
Well, silence is compliance, as we say. I just want to add one thing, and it often is said, you know, and I think Lavelle, our one of our, I guess is he SPD yet, or he's director anyway,
Not
for
yet,
sure, of some
not
kind.
yet.
Yeah, he likes to say, show up, sit at the front of the class, and take notes. That's the part that Robin was saying. If you work twice as hard on yourself as on your business, that's where some of this stuff is just going to flow out of you natural. And the things that you will pick up will be as natural to you as they are to many other people. And there's zero anxiety in this business because you will pick it up as you need it. So you get to learn as you grow into this business. I knew nothing about health, virtually nothing, before LifeWave came into my life. And I sat there at that convention in Florida. I said, oh my goodness, what am I doing here? I'm a fish out of water here. And you know, you pick it up, and now it's easy for me to have these conversations. So Robin, thank you so much again for what you've done here. And we hope that this recording is going to be helpful for others as well.
Wonderful.
you.
Wonderful to meet you guys. And
You too.
my favorite thing is you get to design the lifestyle of your dreams. What do you want? Truly.